Hey guys, so thank you so much for joining Rodeo and I on another episode of our walking tour. We're really excited about you joining us. We can't wait to walk you through the neighborhood of Albany Park. My name is Ciochon. I'm a local real estate broker here in Chicago. I have loved getting to know the intimate ins and outs of all these different neighborhoods and want to help you explore these different areas. Now, Albany Park, I have absolutely fallen in love with it. There are so many different pocket neighborhoods within Albany Park, including North Mayfair, which is where we are kind of really standing right now, which has so many cute little bungalows. The fun thing about this neighborhood was it was annexed into Chicago in 1889 when Chicago took on Jefferson Township. Now what the neighborhood is really well known for is being one of the most diverse neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. Literally at the elementary schools, there's 40 different languages that get spoken, which is absolutely crazy and just such a fun aspect to this area. Now, the area is very residential. You're gonna see a lot of single family homes. You're gonna see a lot of bungalows on kind of like the western side and along the lake where all the mansions are, which is my favorite part of this neighborhood, is Ravenswood Manor, which is right along the river and is absolutely stunning. I can't wait to show it to you. The boundaries for Albany Park are the river and Foster at the north end, the highway on the west end, on the south end, Montrose, and then the east end is actually the river. The one thing that I do say about Albany Park that a lot of people really love outside of just the diversity is the amount of green space. As always, we want to help you live your Chicago lifestyle. So if you're making a move to the city of Chicago, or if you're neighborhood hunting, definitely feel free to reach out to us. My team and I have been servicing the Chicagoland area for a combination of over 35 years. Albany Park has been this one little hidden gem that I have told so many people about when it comes to real estate. The thing that I love about it is the pricing is actually very affordable for what you're getting. I've had a lot of clients move to the neighborhood over the last handful of years because this neighborhood sees really good appreciation. It got hit really hard during the Great Recession, so you could get really great pricing, and now on the back end, it's going up. I cannot wait to help you find your perfect place, and hopefully Albany Park is one of those. So let's go. All right, so we are at the furthest northwest corner of Albany Park, right at the exit and entrance of the highway at Foster. This little hidden, I guess it's not really hidden, but it's a really nice addition to the neighborhood. They just built in the Target, there's a Starbucks, there's a lot of really good, nice like little restaurants. They also built in the LA Fitness. This is a brand new construction development since I've been in the city of Chicago, and it's really nice to see, and it's super accessible to this neighborhood. So definitely check it out. We're gonna go walk and get into the neighborhoods, so come follow us. So we like crossed the bridge and we are actually in North Mayfair. So North Mayfair is a really fabulous sub-neighborhood of Albany Park. Now, the thing that I like about North Mayfair is it actually is a part of the Taft High School. And so Taft High School is one of the better high schools that are in the neighborhood. A lot of the times you get a really great elementary school and middle school, but then the high schools don't line up. So a lot of people, if you're looking on the northwest side and you want really good school districts on top of like these really cute bungalow homes, this is a really great neighborhood to kind of focus in on. As you can see, there's a lot of actual bungalows, which are like these tiny little smaller homes. You're seeing a lot of development around this neighborhood where a lot of people are buying these homes and then they're ripping off the roof and actually making two-story bungalows, which are really cool. I had a couple clients buy those in the last handful of years. You get really great yard space. What you're going to typically find is on some of these side streets, you actually have front entrance instead of alleys, but we do have alleys once you get further in. So it's kind of like an interesting little pocket. I guess we'll keep walking south and kind of meander through the streets. All right, so the one thing about North Mayfair, it's the start of the letter streets. So as you may know, Chicago is very parallel and perpendicular when it comes to the streets. We have what we call a grid system. Now, when you head to the west side, the streets actually start to be named after the letters. So you know how Kim, Chloe, and Courtney all are together? In North Mayfair, we have all the K names. We have Costner, we have Kenneth, all of the K names. Now, when you go further west, you get all names of the streets named after L names, and so on and so forth with N's, M, O's. So you can always tell if you're going east or west by all the names of the streets. It's kind of cool how like the city of Chicago has done a really good job with like trying to help you navigate going through the city and making a big city seem less small. So once you know these like little hacks, it actually is kind of a cool way to explore. This is actually kind of a cool like little street because on the north side, the very first block is all very separated, small little bungalows. So very like worker cottage bungalow. And then the last block was all really the quintessential bungalows we see in Chicago streets, the ones that we kind of really think about. And then if you come down this block, you actually get a lot of multifamily homes. So a lot of like the 2-3 flat buildings that we're very well known for in the city of Chicago as well. Just on this one street of Kenneth, you get 3 separate blocks of these quintessential iconic Chicago architect types. And so it's kind of really cool. So let's keep going. All right. So most bungalows, while we're walking through this neighborhood, it's such a Chicago iconic architect product. So the cool thing about them is they actually, a majority of them were constructed through Sears. So like the Sears catalog would ship it to you and then you would actually like build it. So there were a couple floor plans that they had. It was like pre-packaged homes, which is why they came to these neighborhoods. They were easy, they were affordable to build. But one of the cool things is that most bungalows actually are a story and a half. So you have all your main living space on one floor, and then you have an attic space up on top. Now, most people have converted those attic spaces into living spaces, but what you're gonna realize is most of the bungalows actually have pitched roofs, so pitched shingled roofs. Now, what you'll see right behind me is what a lot of people are doing is they're dormering out their second floor, which essentially takes the roof line up, so you get actually more headspace above it. So this is a quintessential example right here of that actually happening. It is something that's a little bit more modern. It is kind of an expensive thing, but ultimately it adds really usable square footage to your second story. And a lot of people are actually putting in bathrooms on the second floor too. So again, increasing that livability of the modern era, but with such a classic quintessential Chicago home. So kind of cool. So this is a Korean place. Back in the day, Lawrence Avenue actually had a ton of Korean immigrants that were in the neighborhood. And in the 60s and 70s, there were a ton of Korean restaurants and businesses. There's supposed to be 50 businesses that are still Korean owned around the neighborhood. So again, just diving into the diversity of the area. Kind of cool. Oh my gosh, it's got the zoomies now. All right, Dale, come on. I love Mayfair. We love Mayfair. This side is North Mayfair. We're about to cross Pulaski. Once we cross Pulaski, you get into the next micro neighborhood, which is called kind of like the Kimball district. I call it the Kimball district. I don't know if other people do, but I definitely know that that is something. This little mini pocket is really affordable, kind of no rhyme or reason to the type of construction that's in this neighborhood, but it's really affordable. You have some really great mom and pop restaurants all along Lawrence. I have a lot of clients who live in this little neighborhood. It has a lot of opportunity for a lot of people. So if you're looking for an affordable property, this is gonna be it. So let's keep walking. All right, so like I said, talking about Albany Park, it is a very diverse neighborhood. What I love about it is their slogan is global roots, local heart. Having the reach out for every single different ethnicity, and this is such a melting pot of a neighborhood that it's just really kind of fascinating. Also just having such a local community from everyone so far away coming together and just making just like this quilt of a neighborhood. It's kind of fun. I love their little slogan. You're standing outside of Nighthawk, which is at the very end of the Brown line at the Kimball stop. Now, I found this place back in 2017. It is one of my favorite cocktail bars in the city. Very quaint and cute on the inside with an eclectic feel, but then also they serve really good cocktails. Definitely pop on in if you hit the end of the train line and stop into Nighthawk. As you guys have noticed, we have gone south on Kimball and then actually turned east on Wilson Street. Now, Wilson Street is actually a really fun street because it's a very Chicago thing. So Wilson is one of the only streets in the city that actually allows you to park on the curb. And the reason being is it's a little bit of a narrower street. So they actually allow you to park on it and they have a second curb. Now this goes a majority of the way down the street and it's kind of a very classic thing. Now we're actually gonna be heading into kind of like Ravenswood Manor, which again is one of my favorite neighborhoods. I just think it's so charming and cute, and I can't wait to show you the architecture. So guys, now we are in the historic district of Ravenswood Manor, which is literally one of my favorite little sub-neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. All because of homes similar to this on the corner of Francisco and Wilson that I fell in love with this neighborhood. The area is fabulous. It's connected with the Brown line. So you have the Francisco stop, which we will stop and look at, but you're also right along the river. So you have the river walk. And then if you go a little bit further south on the Montrose side, you actually have Horner Park, which Horner Park is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite parks in the city. Rodeo and I go all the time, especially since they just built out the dog park on the Irving Park side. And they are going through a big transition and doing it in multiple phases. It's gonna be one of the best dog parks in the city. So this neighborhood is very quaint. The homes on this side of the area is going to be really expensive. Typically they're gonna be around a little over $1 million, but it's just such a quaint neighborhood. You're gonna see little parks, and then you have, again, fabulous houses similar to this. Let's keep walking. Let's walk up to Francisco, which is the train stop, so you guys can see the train, and we'll talk about the train there. And then let's loop south along kind of the river. Maybe let's end up on one of the bridges or over by Horner Park. Ready? Skip! think one of the quaintest things about Ravenswood is the L stop right off of it has a couple commercial spaces. So this patio is right in front of First Slice Pie. Really good food, artisanal sandwiches. On Fridays they serve pizza, but you can also always grab a little coffee. And like I said, it's right next to the train stop. This and also Rockwell both have it, so you should test them out. All right, so thank you again for sticking through us with this whole video and walking through Albany Park. Like I said, it's one of my favorite neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. I just find it so quaint and cute. You're really close to North Center and Lincoln Square. You're really close to the train. So it's really accessible, which I really like. As always, Rodeo and I and my team want to help you live your Chicago lifestyle. So if you are looking to make a move to the city of Chicago, or if you're already here in your neighborhood hunting, maybe Albany Park and these sub-neighborhoods fit your fancy, and we would love to help you. So here is our cell phone, so please feel free to reach out to that. And as always, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We have loved interacting with you guys on all of our past videos, hearing what you think of the neighborhood. Albany Park is a large neighborhood, and so we weren't able to hit every single street, every single restaurant. I do have a couple other favorites that I absolutely love. I would check out Surge, which is a pool table bar. They also serve coffee in the morning, but it's one of the best spots. I've gone to plenty of date nights there. Also, just check out a bunch of the other restaurants around the neighborhood. Kedzie has a lot of really good Middle Eastern food. Check out the neighborhood, explore it. Again, thank you so much. From little baby Rodeo and I, we appreciate you taking the time and can't wait to help you explore the neighborhoods in Chicago. All right, you gonna say bye? Goodbye. Good job, you did it. Once you get east of Kedzie, a real Chicagoan thing happens. What are you doing? Are you gonna smell like dead rat now? What are you gonna do, smell like dead rat? You're gonna smell like dead rat? It'll look very similar to the one that we saw in the South Loop at the Fred Anderson Park. She's gonna poop. Cue the poop signs. All right, ready?